everyone, and happy December 18th. We are exactly a week out from Christmas Day, which means Christmas Eve is very, very close, and that's my big day. I have not started wrapping yet, so I should probably get to that. I should be doing that now, but instead I'm recording a Flosstube um, because why not? I started work at 7:30 this morning, and I just quit for the day, and I feel very behind and very not good at my job, so I decided to check in with you all because I'm not a great cross stitcher, but I'm decent at it, so at least I'll have that going for me. Um, but yeah, I have not had a I've gotten some good stitching in, but not a ton. My evenings have been kind of crazy. I've had choir practice for Christmas. I'm singing at the 4:30 mass in the choir, and then I'm cantering at the 9:30 a.m. mass Christmas morning. So I guess I will not be singing Christmas carols at my house in between, or I'll have no voice for 9:30. Um, and then, I one evening a week I meet with a sister that I'm close with, and there's just been a lot going on, and I feel like I work one evening a week usually. So trying to go out with friends and establish a social life again. That is an interesting navigation. I am someone who very much enjoys just being at home. Like, I would happily be at home forever, but you know how we're not going to meet a husband? At home. So I have been, when invitations come to go out with friends, I've been taking them. I went out last night for a couple drinks after choir practice with an old coworker of mine from when I was in college and his wife, who happens to go to my church and be in the choir. And then I went out with a friend from high school a couple weeks ago. I'll be honest, I've been to more bars in the last 6 weeks than I've probably been in the last 6 years. So it's good. Different but good. Got to put myself out there in some shape or form, I guess. Anyway, you're not here to hear about my trying to put myself out there-ness. So let me update you on my stitching. So first off, the reason I'm filming today is because you know that when I pick something big up that's been framed, I come home and that is when I film. So here we are. I went to Hobby Lobby today and picked up Prayer of St. Francis. Sorry about the glare. I can't afford museum glass on everything. And I prefer things that I'm not keeping to have glass on them, although it's in my house, but The problem is definitely that my work computer is still on. Let's see if I can figure out, there we go. So, sorry about the glare, but she's a beaut. So the frame I had to have it special made. They have about 1 billion different kinds of framing there, and this was the only one that I even kind of liked. I wanted something not shiny. I wanted not a blonde wood. I was very particular about the wood because of the purple. And we went back and forth and finally settled on this. Ironically enough, I just want to thank Steph for making me self-conscious about my choice, because I sent it to her to show her what I picked, and she's like, I don't really like that one. And I was like, oh, thanks. The damage is done. It's an odd size. I don't remember. I feel like it might have been 16 by 21 or something. So it's not quite square. But I love it. It's not as big. So the nice thing about having the frame custom made, which I don't normally do, is that you don't have to get a mat, which means it takes up less wall space. So I have no idea where it's going to go, and I have no idea if my grandmother's going to like it. I'm actually going to give it to her Christmas Eve when my friends are there and my brother, because I know that they will all ooh and ah over it. So when she doesn't, because it's not who she is, I won't be like, well, I'm glad I worked so hard on that for several years and you don't really like it. Wah, wah, wah. I love my grandmother. Displays like that are not her thing. So, but I have no idea where she's going to put it. That part's not my problem, though I guess putting a hole in the wall will be my problem. Anyway, that's finished. It is Prayer of St. Francis by My Big Toe Designs. I use the DMC 154. It's on a 32 count Winter Wishes by Hand Dyed by Stephanie. And I think that's it. I started it either Ash Wednesday of 2021 or 22. I don't remember now. Do I have my card here? I do not. Either 21 or 22. Whenever the... Hang on. Google will tell me. When did Russia invade Ukraine? I started it in 2022, so it's not as old as I thought it was. So it took me like 2.5 years to do. I love it. I'm glad it's done. Okay. WIPs. Again, I don't have a picture of this. It's a Primrose Cottage piece. I have to sneeze. Wow. As soon as I paused the video, I stopped having to sneeze. It's a Primrose Cottage piece. It's a cauldron, and then it's going to have flowers coming out the top. I'm about 65% done. All the black is done. And I think most of the gray. This is going away. I'm going to give it to a friend for her birthday in August. So whenever I start my planner for next year for cross stitch, I'll make a note in like June that I need to pick this back up. That's my plan. So like for my friend's bird, I'll make a note at the beginning of that month that I need to start that. Then I have a knitting project. Oh, I cannot show you the finished cowl that I've been showing you since July because it went in the mail to Steph 2 days after I finished it. It also ended up being more like a short scarf than a cowl. You never know how your knitting's gonna stretch, and I should have done 10 repeats and not 12 or 13 because she's little, but that's okay. Then I did not knit for a couple days, and yesterday I started, this is just ribbing, but I'm going to sew it closed. My sister-in-law really likes fingerless mitts, so I'll sew it here and then make a hole for her thumb and then sew down here. And then because it's ribbing, it will stretch, get bigger and smaller as needed. I started that yesterday morning. I worked on it for about a half hour yesterday and probably 40 minutes today. That one has maybe 2 more rows, and then I'll bind off, and then I'll start the second one. I also need to start, my brother has a like crock pot type lunch thing because he travels for work and it keeps your food warm, but he has a tendency to burn his lap, so he wants like a koozie for it. But I can't find a knitted version of a koozie, so I might have to crochet it, which means I have to learn how to crochet this weekend. We'll see what happens! Also, tell me you're a crafter without telling me you're a crafter. It is the 18th of December, and I need a koozie in 6 days in a type of crafting I don't know how to do. Is it great? Next up is the blue flower. I did not work much on this, but it is Winter Blooms. This is on a 40 count driftwood from Color and Cotton, and I am using the Called For Fancy Floss, and I have not pulled the DMC yet, the other colors, but I will. So that's all I have. I love this 40 count. I love this color. The 40 count I do need, there's very little light downstairs, so I do have to work on this up here. And I just don't have time to work on it right now, so it's a future Katie problem. But I'm hoping after I film this to actually pull the DMC, because that's been the other issue, is I'm like, oh, I don't even have half the colors that I need. This was a Black Needle Society Advent box, probably 21 or 22. It's the only one of theirs I did for Advent. One day was the pattern, one day was the floss, one day was the fabric. So that was good. Next, oh, that was loud. I apologize. You know, it's the end of the year, which means I have a Prairie Schooler Santa due. I just pulled this out of this. This is my project card for Prayer of St. Francis. So I started when Russia attacked Ukraine, stitching for Fra, March 2nd, 2022. I knew I didn't throw it out. I just put it in with my Santa for some reason. Anyway, my fourth Santa for this year is Prairie Schooler 1999. And I am like this close to being done, but I've been knitting. So here it is. All that's left is, oh, my needle. Hold, please. Ooh. Oh, that's on the floor. Oh, no, that's on my shirt. Hang on. Got it. Do you guys like my unhinged floss tubes? Anyway, this is all that's left. Is that little bit right there. And then the back stitching, and I will put the year of the Santa and then the year I stitched it. This is on a 18 count oatmeal Ada from Michaels that they don't carry anymore. I found this out because this was my last of what I use. So I had to seek out that color, and they don't have it anymore. So I went to Hobby Lobby, and hang on, I'm going to take this out of the package. I went and grabbed this, which is more of a yellowy 18 count. And I'm curious if it'll work out to being enough to do 4. I don't think it will be. Hang on, we'll do a little math here. 1, 2. Might be just enough to do 4, but not really, because obviously, you know, if you don't get as much fabric as you used to. But this is slightly different color, a little darker. I think it'll be good though, because the white will show up. The only blessing is I'm planning to stitch these into books, and obviously I'm not stitching all of them into one book. It'll be a series of books of Santas, and what I'll do is I do 4 a year. I've done 16 now, I think. Yeah, 6. Wow. So either I'll do 16 in one book, or I'll do 2 books of 8, and then when I switch to the new fabric, that will be the new book. So there, you won't be able to see the color variation in the actual book. It'll just be the next book is a new color. That's my plan, though I do need to do some math. I give myself, obviously this isn't centered, and I give myself too much fabric on these, so I might be able to get 4. We'll see. It doesn't matter. I really like even math. So anyway, that is my last Prairie Schooler. I use the called for DMC. They all live in this bag during the year, and then I have a large Rika bag that has all of the patterns in it. I couldn't decide if I should do a WIP parade or not because I didn't work on everything this year, but I think I am going to do a WIP parade in January, so my next video will be a WIP parade. Partially to just kind of shift everything, see everything, and then decide what my focus is going to be for 2024. It has worked out very well working on my oldest WIP and finishing my oldest WIP every year. So this year, Christmas Spirit was my oldest WIP. I finished that. And then my next one is Winter Rose by, gosh, who is that? With Thy Needle. So that was a 21 start. And then my next oldest is Prayer of St. Francis. So actually, I'm not doing terribly. But winter rose will have to be my focus for next year, and I will show that in a WIP parade. Also, you know how I said I was going to get like under 15 WIPs this year? The startitis after Mark and I broke up was pretty intense. I started a lot between then and now, and I did a lot of smalls, and that's okay. 2024 was about feelings and new jobs and new opportunities. So that's actually all my WIPs, but I will say as soon as I finish the Prairie Schooler Santa, I will kick back into my monthly Quakers. I have 4 months left to do. I have printed out the patterns, so I'm ready to go. September is 1st. Would you believe it if I told she calls for, so the DMC conversion is 554, 327, both of which I had. They're both lovely purples. And then the third one is DMC 3888, which I don't own. So I went to Google because I was like, I don't even have a bag for this. Well, apparently it was a special edition floss. They don't make it anymore. And I don't have it. So the fancy floss is Plymouth Rock, which I did not have. DMC said that you can use 3740. Of course, I didn't have that either. So these are the 3 colors for September. And I will be starting that ASAP. And I already have the fabric cut, so ready to go. Ready to finish on a high note. It would be really great if I could get like those 4 done by like mid-February, so like 2 months. I am not going to push myself though. Cross-stitching is supposed to be fun. And then I do have some haul. I have a big haul. I'll start with that. When I got back from the retreat in October, I started thinking about the retreat in February and the retreat in April, both of which I have to fly to. And particularly when I fly to Detroit, I will probably only be able to carry on a bag and have a purse because I don't like to spend that much extra to check or to pay extra for an extra personal items bag. So I thought to myself, you have to figure out a way to pack your cross stitch smaller. And Jen Gorski, she uses from Punky Pearl's place these project folders. And I had really wanted one. And I reached out to that lovely woman and she said, "What do you like?" And I said, Dusty Rose and Pinks. I actually sent her a picture of the Strength and Dignity piece that I just finished. And I said, "These are my colors." I said, "I love Blackbird." And she said, "Oh, perfect." So she went and she bought Blackbird fabric. And I have a project folder. So all it is individual little project bags. They're not big. You can see that's a normal sized. But it'll definitely fit, like, I'll put a Prairie Schooler Santa there, you know, probably Frogwarts there, and then whatever else I bring. But the fabric is perfect. So there's these beautiful pinks and greens with the sampler fabric. So it's perfect. It's beautiful. I don't need to bring more than 4 projects to a retreat, especially because I've discovered that I'm very likely to start at least one thing at a retreat. It's important to be self-aware. So that came Saturday. This was a birthday gift to myself, and I was not allowed to buy anything for a long time because I bought this. But that's Punky Pearl's place. And then I saw someone post a picture of this as a Christmas ornament. So they like went right around the trees. They made it a little smaller, and then they made an ornament out of it. And I was like, ooh. And I thought it was from Hobby Lobby. So I was at 2 Hobby Lobbies, and neither of them had it. And I was like, man, gotta buy stuff, even if I'm not entirely certain I'll stitch it. And then I went to Michael's looking for that 18 count, and there this was. Never bought something so fast. So I have this for stash. And then these were also Michael's purchases. By the way, I've been to 2 Michael's. The one in Scranton, the DMC's all in order. The one in Wilkes-Barre, you'll be shocked, I tell you, simply shocked to know that they have yet to fix that DMC. So I said something to the girl checking me out. I said, this is the 3rd time I'm saying something about this. Your DMC is out of order. I said, I go to Hobby Lobby to buy my floss. I said I had to come here for something else, so I'm buying one. But, like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why nobody wants to fix this. I will fix it if you want me to. And I think if I go again, I'm just going to fix it myself, because I have, like, just had enough of the DMC being in absolutely horrific order. Like, you want my money, don't you? I know you don't care about us cross-stitchers, but I do. Anyway. I sent Christmas cards this year for the first time in a great many years. And I still have a couple to send. So people might be getting Christmas cards after Christmas, forgive me. But for next year, I decided I was going to be, like, productive. And I got these fun little cards that are diamond kits. And they come with 4 in each. And they're like, I don't know, I think they were under $1 each. So I got this one. I got this one. And this one. So obviously that's not all of the Christmas cards I send, but some people will get fun Christmas cards. Then my friend Susie was at a craft fair and she got me, I didn't bring them up, but beautiful, on one side it's like green tree fabric, and on the other side it's little houses on white fabric. You know how I feel about houses. So it's hot pads and then napkins that are folded to look like Christmas trees. They're going to look so good on my Christmas Eve table. And then, while she was there, a crocheter was selling her wares. And she got me this beautiful doily, which is, again, green and pink. I'm easy to please. This is my bag from Steph. This has glitter on it. I love that. So yeah, green and pink and autumn. These are a few of my favorite things. But anyway. Oh, one more thing. One other set of plans. Believe it or not, I have already picked my Christmas ornaments for Froffer next year. Hint, hint, you better live another year, grandmother. No, seriously. Anyway, Jen had initially sent this to me, and then my dad is going to hopefully pay me for this. I asked for it for Christmas, and it's a soda stitch design. Let's see if I can get my camera to turn. Hang on. How do you do that? Auto rotate on. Okay, there we go. Nope. Okay. Oh, geez. What did I do? What have I done? Oh, because this is Etsy, not my screenshot. Professional. I'm a professional, guys. Aren't you glad you watched me? Collections. Screenshots. There we go. There we go. So it's like all little patterns, and I'm going to do them each separately, and there's 24 of them, which is I think 24. Oh, there's 25 because it's an Advent thing. I won't be putting the numbers on. And it's just like little houses, little snowmen, little stockings, and then an adorable scene at the bottom that I want to stitch. Can you see that? I'm just going to use stash fabric for this, but I did go to Joann's, and I just bought the DMC because I was there. Saturday last week was my Christmas shopping day. Can you tell? I did some shopping for me, as you've seen. But I had a good coupon. So I got the DMC for that. I'm going to use stash fabric. I'm going to do that little scene for myself. My plan is in January, when Quirks and Stitches does her 24 hours of cross stitch, I think it's the 17th and 18th. I think I am going to do a like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings marathon and just be from Friday after work. Is that MLK weekend, actually? So it is the 17th. I'll do it, I guess, starting after work on the 17th, and then I have the 20th off because it's Martin Luther King Day. So I am going to start working on the ornaments in January. Get ready, world. But I'm going to either watch Harry Potter, like one of my, easy watches, what I watch when I'm kind of sad and have the January blues. Fra and I will probably get takeout. She won't watch Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, but that's okay. And just be at home, not make plans. I think I need that. It's been a crazy couple months. So we'll see. Anyway, the next time you see me will be for a WIP parade where I ashamedly show you all of the things that I have started or have not worked on in the last year. But 2025 is going to be my year. I'm not going to call it a no new start year because that's never going to happen. But we're going to finish some things. And maybe I won't start so many big things. Maybe. Probably not. Anyway. Christmas is in a couple days. So if you celebrate, Merry Christmas. I will be at my church. If you are local, please come to Nativity of Our Lord on the 600 block of Orchard Street, 4:30 Mass. I will be in the choir. 9:30 Christmas Day, I will be up on the altar, but so happy if you're there. And then it's our last Christmas there, so I'm really looking forward to it. And then also happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah starts on Christmas Day this year, so we all get to celebrate together, first day of Hanukkah. So yeah, happy holidays. Know that you're in my prayers always, and that I'm so grateful that you're here. Talk to you soon. Bye.